talking about Marche by Tchaikovsky. We'll be covering the bars 13 through bar 48, most of the first page on the music that I have. The bar 13 is the entrance for the first violin part. We'll be doing the first violin on this small section of this piece. And so the first thing we do is we look at the key signature and we see that we are in 5 flats, which would put us in the key of D flat. But the center of this particular piece seems to be more around B flat, so I'm suggesting that we're in B flat minor here. So we're going to play it as a B flat minor, natural minor scale. So we're just going to orient our hand first in a B flat minor scale. And then we're going to do the same thing in third position. So we'll find that D flat. Find the B flat there in third position. Play it as a B flat minor in third position. And I'm going just above the B flat to finish out the position. Back to B flat. The B flat minor in first position and in third position. There are some other positions played here, but they're quick little positions and shifting around that we'll talk about. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with this, now that we've oriented our hand into the key of B flat minor, 5 flats, is we're going to talk about the first measure, the first little melody here. This is a very sweet little melody that Tchaikovsky wrote here at the beginning of this. Very quite regimented in its rhythm, so we want to stay exact with rhythm. Now the video, the opening little rendition I played of this at the beginning is played at about 100 metronome. I've heard this played from 92 all the way up to 108 in the different versions that I've listened to, and also I find that it starts a little slower, and by the time we get to measure 48, it's accelerated. So it's kind of an accelerando, gradual from the beginning up to that point, and then even maybe more from there. So it does take off, tempo-wise. So we're going to start off by looking at that measure 13. I practiced it several different ways, trying to come up with different positions to play this in, and found that the best way to do it, to create the best continuity in the sound, having to do with the timbre of the sound, was to stay on the A string. Okay, and so shifting back and forth. So I'm playing the first note in third position on the F, and then the E. That E natural is really outside the key, far outside the key. It's like an augmented fifth there or something. Okay. And then on the D, I'm shifting back down to the first position, keeping the whole melody on that same string. It just creates the best sound and more comfortable to play it that way too, actually. Now we're in this 14th measure, shifting back up. Use lots of vibrato when you can. We're in bar 17, I think, here now. Then we were in first position. We have this little turn here with the A natural. Shifting back on bar 19, back to third position. With that little turn there again. Okay, so that's that first opening melody. Very nice, beautiful sound. Tchaikovsky had a way of writing absolutely wonderful, rich, warm melodies. He was just great at that, along with, of course, his orchestration skills and master at everything, but melody was just really impressive, to me anyway. Going on to bar 21, where we start those quarter notes. Now this is very important here that we play these as what I call fat quarter notes, where we're playing all the way from beat 2, the beginning of beat 2, all the way to the beginning of beat 3. It's not a short quarter note, it's the whole thing. 1, 2, 3, off, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And on 4 we play it again, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here on the C I shift into third position on the C with the first finger. D flat. There's a reason why we moved up to third position there, because this next melody starts on a B flat in third position, the way I'm playing it. We go right there on that B flat in this next section. We're on measure 26, 27, 28, 29. But before we do, let's talk a little more about these quarter notes. We want to play them with lots of bow. It's piano, so we don't want to play loud. So we play with a light bow, feathery sound, get that nice, sweet, fluty kind of a sound. 1. Flat into this next melody. We start in third position, and we're going to shift now into the sixth position, well, under that G flat. We want to be able to make sure we can learn to land that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Try to do every time. And then come down in sixth position, staying on those 3 notes in sixth position, and then we're back to the D flat again in the third position and going off from there. Let's try that again. B flat. We're on measure 26, 27, 28, 29. Shift. That's the third position back in the bar 27. So again. Then we have this back to first position here on bar 32. Right? That little turn there in first position. And now we're back into third position on bar 33. I'm getting the bowing back, so let's do it again. Bar 33, we're on up bow. Now there's some important things to talk about here on bar 33, and that is what I call block fingering there with that A flat. That really is like our little gyroscope, keeps us right in position there. No bowing's backwards. That's the way that should come out. Start with up bow, but leave that first finger down on the A flat. I'll show you where. Now we're on A flat, and there it is. It lands it still down, right? I did the bowing back. Down. And right there, back on measure 34, we're starting right back into that melody again. And that's where we go into those triplets, right? The whole thing changes, the rhythm feel changes now because we've been doing eighth notes and half notes, and now we're doing triplets, eighth note triplets with the 16th in the middle. So 1 and a 2. It's hard to count it that way. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, but the way it goes is da 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 da, right? And we want to land the beat, the foot tap, the metronome click, on the staccato note, on the 8th note staccato within the triplet. So that's the beat. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how we count that. So we want to make sure that we have that feel down, coming out of, it's a little tricky coming out of this 8th note feel there on bar 36 into bar 37, where once we're in the triplet feel with those little 16ths in between in the middle. So it's a little tricky. Which way is my bow going? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that was a complete rest there on bar 38. And now we're on bar 39, 1. G flat, do it again. There we go. Make sure that these are very, very short because they're staccato, right? And then 4 beats, and then we're on bar 41, 1. Short again there, right? 4 beats, 4, 1. Now we're on bar 43, I think. Yeah, bar 43. This is a tricky one. We're going to talk about this one a little bit. 1. Now, hopefully, not bad. Now, the important thing on this one is that C natural going to the B sharp, which is the same note, right? So we start on beginning of this, bar 43. We're starting on the A natural, 1, B flat, shift. Now I take on that 3rd beat, I'm going into a C natural, but I'm using my 2nd finger on it, so that I can get the C sharp with the 3rd finger, and then the B sharp is the same as the C natural with the 2nd finger. So it's okay? Yeah. So it's a little tricky. All right, now, bar 41, we have a 3-beat count, 1, 2, 3. The 3rd beat is the beginning of the 3rd beat is a rest, 8th note rest, along part of the triplet of beat 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and right? But on the end, we're playing those 2 16ths. 1, 2, 3, and then we play the triplet with a G natural at the top of that thing, which is really kind of a hard sounding note. 1, 2, 3. And then the next bar 44, same rhythm, different notes. 2, 3. Right? And now we're on bar 46, same rhythm. Up to that. I'm a little high on that B, A natural there. There it is. A little tricky there to get that right in tune. There's so many accidentals in here. And now we're on bar 47. 1. And we're going to shift at the end of that, right in the middle of that 2nd triplet, right into the E natural and to the F natural. And that puts us in 3rd position going into that bar 48. So again, bar 47, 1, 2, 3, and then 48 is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So we have 1 da-da-da and da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Right? And that's the way that bar 48 goes. Now, that's everything that I know about how to play this at this point. And the shifting on that, let me just give you that. I'm going deliberately into the 5th position there on the last beat of bar 48, because the very next thing that's happening when we're playing that D there. Let's see, let's get it together. I'm now in 5th position because the very next thing that's happening is we're going to have to take that 1/2 step higher. That's where that goes into that very next bar 49. So we're setting it up by shifting it up. If it was just ending there, we could stay in that 3rd position on that D natural. But now that we're going up to that 6th position, we're gonna move the D to 5th position so that we can then shift up a 1/2 step to the E flat and end up in that 6th position for that bar 49, which comes next. Okay, now, so a good way to practice this piece is to make sure that you put a metronome on, not too fast, because the metronome helps you to feel the beat. Now at the beginning section of this, once you learn it and get the rhythms down, up to bar 37, you probably won't need a metronome. A foot tap will get you there just fine, setting the metronome on 100 or whatever you feel is a comfortable rhythm for that. But once you get into that bar 37 and beyond, through that section, I'm setting it on a slow pace around the 72 so we can feel it there. So we're going into bar 36. So you get an idea of how to practice that and feel that rhythm and those syncopated rhythms coming in those different places there. So that's it. That's Marche Slav. Hope I was able to help you out with that. So enjoy this piece. It's a wonderful piece of music. Follow your conductor and have a good time.